We back with another great DIY. Let me tell you, this one, chef's kiss. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Jorge. If you're new, and I love all things home decor, including DIYs, and of course, I love exploring new materials. And today we're gonna try out Venetian plaster. As you know, I've been wanting to get my hands on it for a while, so I finally got some bottles. Technically, it's fresco plaster. I'm not sure if it's the same thing or not, but it's plaster sourced from stone. So we're gonna make a plinth coffee table. Plinth coffee tables are exquisite. They're modern. They're minimalist. You don't need to be a minimalist to use these, but they definitely have this nice architectural interest to them. They're typically pretty pricey, especially when we look at these nice marble ones. Today we're gonna make one for much less and kind of just see what we can do with Venetian plaster and of course get a beautiful table out of it. All right, so we're out here. It's freezing, so be sure to hit that like button. Make it worth it. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and use some scrap piece of plywood. I'm gonna use a combination of plywood and some MDF board. And it should be pretty simple. I mean, it's basically just a large box. So let's see what we can do. Let's get this party started and make our coffee table. So I'm gonna use some scrap piece of plywood and MDF boards, both are which 1/2 inch in thickness. I originally got these from Home Depot and a local wood supply store. And I'm gonna use my table saw to cut everything to the right dimensions. Now, the dimensions I'm going with are 48 inches by 28 inches by I think 17 inches in height. This stuff is actually pretty simple to use and I'm really loving this table saw. I've had it for a couple of months now and I can officially say that I would recommend it if you're looking for a table saw. Very easy to use. For the crosscuts, I'm using this bar clamp and my hand saw, but I could probably get away with the table saw. Now I am taking account the thickness of the material when putting this together, which I kind of made a little mistake, but I ended up fixing it. But again, it's just making a simple box, as you can see here. Okay, so I pretty much cut up everything to the right size. Now I'm gonna go ahead and glue it up. I'm gonna be using just some wood glue and my brad nailer to hold it up in place. I don't have large enough clamps, so let's just hope for the best. Let's put this box together. I'm going to use Elmer's glue all, not the school version, but the glue all version, and my brad nailer, and using a whole bunch of nails, probably too many, who knows, it's fine. I'm just putting it together, basically like a box. How many times have I said box? Take a drink every time I said a box. Anyways, let's enjoy this hyperlapse of putting this together. I wish it was this simple. I mean, it is actually simple. It was just very cold. Anyways, I'm rambling. Let me shut up and just enjoy this. It's time for a snack break and I'm eating Magic Spoons, the healthy cereal that tastes too good to be true. I don't know about you, but I used to love eating cereal growing up. I kind of moved away from it as I realized how much sugar and junk was in it, but luckily Magic Spoon has us covered. Magic Spoons has lots of great flavors. I know that they have some cocoa, they got fruity, we also got some peanut butter. Ooh, peanut butter really good as well. And frosted. I think my favorite one is probably the fruity. I can eat this for days. I eat this when I'm like editing my videos late nights. Such a great snack. And you don't have to feel guilty about eating this cereal. This is actually healthy. Magic Spoon cereal have 0 grams of sugar, 13.4 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. And they're only 140 calories per serving. They're also keto friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low in carb. Ooh, and I have a deal for you. Be sure to click the link below and grab a variety pack so you can try it today. And be sure to use the promo code Casa Refined at checkout to get $5 off your order, or head over to magicspoon.com/Casa Refined. Again, get $5 off your first order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it is backed with 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they will refund your money, no questions asked. So click on the link below and enter promo code CasaRefined to get $5 off your first order, or go to magicspoon.com/Casa Refined. And thanks again to Magic Spoon for partnering in today's video. Hi friend, it's a new day. Apparently it snowed out last night, but we are here with the table, I would say. I brought it in last night to kind of let the I guess, glue cure or dry. It's a little too big for this space, I feel like. The scale just feels a little bit off. It's too tall, but I already put it together. I am not going to take it apart. Maybe I'll sell it and make another one in the future. I don't know. Or just put it away for a future space. So we're going to keep going with it. It's looking great. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply some spackling to it, fill up all the holes, and then I'm going to go in and just sand off the edges, making sure there's no splinters and that it's nice and smooth. And then we're going to go on with the next step. Okay, to fill up the holes, I'm going to use the stuff dry deck. It's like a pinkish color, but then it turns white when it's dry and ready to be sanded. So I'm just gonna use this plastic spackling knife. I'm gonna lift the table off using some old cans just to raise it off of the ground, because why not? Honestly, this one's pretty self-explanatory, just filling in the holes with my putty knife, putty knife, and of course the spackling. I'm trying to do this in one go and not do a couple of layers because I'm on a time crunch, and it works out. It works out, but here's a little hyperlapse to enjoy. Okay, so we're back outside. It is still freezing out, but we are going to sand off the edges, make them nice and buttery smooth. I don't know if that makes sense, but we're gonna do that. Then we're gonna move on, of course, to the plaster, because I am so excited. I've been looking forward to using this plaster for a while. I'm so glad I took this outside because spackling, when you sand it, tends to be very dusty. Of course, wear your protective equipment, but here is the final result. Very nice and smooth. The edges, sharp but not sharp, you know. Anyways, we are ready for our Venetian plaster, but we do need to apply some primer. It needs to be an acrylic based primer if I'm not mistaken. I know I definitely will be linking the plaster that I use and colors and all of that stuff, which I know that they do carry their own primer, the company, but I just used this one from Home Depot, a little bit cheaper honestly, and it worked out just fine. Yes, waiting for it to dry patiently before applying a second coat. Now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Yes, we're using Fresco plaster. Here I'm using the one by Sydney Harbor. No, it's not sponsored by Sydney Harbor, but I actually used their lime wash paint in my bathroom. Loved it. So here we're trying out the plaster. Now to apply it, it's actually quite simple. I probably should have fixed it, but I'm using my plastic putty knife to spread it on there. Probably could have used a bit of a larger one. It's very simple, honestly. Just get some good coverage. It's not like paint. You're not going to get it all in one go. In fact, you don't want it. You want some of the translucency. I don't know if that's the right word, but essentially we want that visual texture. We want some depth, and this is the perfect thing for it. Now, in terms of colors, I did use 2 colors. I probably could have just done one, but I really wanted to see what would happen. So for this first coat, I'm using the color Black Ice, and then we're gonna go in with Jaguar for the second coat. Hi friends, so last night I went ahead and applied the first coat of the plaster. It's looking really good. Now this morning, I'm just gonna lightly sand off like sort of those rough areas, especially like the edges. And then I'm gonna go in with a different color. So this one kind of leans a little bit more on the cool tone. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the lighting, but I'm going to go in with a different black to kind of create some more depth. Also, I need my coffee, so let's do this and then we can go get some coffee. Oh, here's a little trick that I learned to create less dust or no dust at all, because I started sanding and it's just making some dust. Well, not really, but using a wet rag beforehand, just doing it on the surface and then going with your sandpaper definitely reduces significantly the amount of dust, and I probably should wear a mask, but here we are. Next up, we are going to go in with our second coat. We are doing the color Jaguar. I think it's Jaguar. Yes, it is Jaguar. And again, doing a second coat of this, very satisfying, and I think this will do it for this process. I feel like it's, when it dries, it's very sort of velvety or matte, maybe flat sheen. Something to keep in mind, but I think there's a certain way to apply it that you can get it glossy, but I like the flat finish. After applying this, I'm also realizing, I'm not sure, is Fresco plaster Venetian plaster, or are they 2 different things? I have tried Googling it. Oh wait, Venetian plaster finish. Lamau. I think this is Venetian plaster. Well, I absolutely love it. Oh, real quick, I'm going in at the end here as it starts to dry with my hands. I probably should wear gloves, but kind of rubbing off the edges or any areas where there's a lot of texture just to make it nice and smooth. That way I don't have to sand. So I just applied the second coat, and I hope you can see on camera how much this has come to life. It feels incredible visually. It's everything that I wanted. So we're gonna let this dry. In the meantime, let's go get some coffee. Do another typewriter with almonds. Hello, it's for you. No? Okay. Since we're already here, let's do a quick little style with me session with the coffee table. Of course, this is very kind of organic feeling, very earthy. I mean, it is limestone, so we are going to just style it very casually, but interesting, you know? So of course, I always like to do books on the coffee table, design books, or just interesting books that I have. So we'll do that. I like to add a little pop of color. Well, I don't like to say pop of color, but it's basically a pop of color. Right here, we're using this red book. Then this wooden bowl with my avocado pits that I'm collecting. Of course, I love my Ikebana vase. So I'm gonna put this on here for a little bit of an earthy element, something interesting, a little bit sculptural. So I made a credenza a while ago and I had some leftover oak. So this is my white oak board that I'm gonna kind of use to kind of add a bit of an earthy element. We have this wooden bowl, but maybe something else that is wood. I always like to bring in, whether it be some faux greenery, some dried greenery, some branches, or a plant. So we're gonna do a plant in this case. And that'll do it for this. Such a simple way to style a coffee table, make it more interesting. So let's roll out the final footage and pretty pictures. Oh, real quickly, I just want to say, if you are looking for a coffee table like this but are not feeling the DIY spirit, over at my website, casarefined.com, I put together a post where I'm sharing some plinth coffee tables. I found some pretty affordable ones and some more splurgy ones if you're looking into that. So go check it out. I will link it down below. All right, fam, that'll do it for this video. Like I said, I'm very pleased with the way this table turned out. It feels very soft. It feels luxurious. It feels connected to the earth. Now, as I said, I have not applied a sealer to it. It hasn't arrived yet. But once I do, definitely will be updating you. So be on the lookout in the community tab or maybe in a future video. But let me know what your thoughts are, what you think of this table. I probably would make it 2 to 3 inches shorter, especially for this space. The furniture is a little bit lower. So something to keep in mind, but pretty simple. If we really think about it, it's a box and then we apply plaster on it. And then, well, primer, you know. Oh, branch. Let's make this one go viral. Hit that share button and share it with your friends, share it on your feed. Maybe someone out there could definitely use a bit of help sprucing up their home. Anyways, that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out my other DIY videos if you haven't already. I certainly have built up a collection, but thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.